What up, folks? It's a good time to come on in. We're all created equal. We all have to deal with life. And it sucks because of the elements. We are all moving along the elements of life. And what's been happening, which I had to learn later on in life, is that we're being manipulated. Some people would say they know this, but do you really know? The numbers is how you find out the manipulation. People stay away from the stock market. Oh, here he goes again with the stock market stuff, right? We are slaves. Again, we're taught to be slaves when we're not really slaves. We were made to be slaves. We were born as kings and queens in stature is what what I'm able to formulate. We come from the truth and been put into a world of lies. This is why we suffer. And the best way to minimize the suffering is to get the truth and start developing your foundation on that truth through the numbers. The numbers come from God. This is what we all have in common. We can take all these storylines and make up whatever stories we want because that's what they do. The people who are doing the manipulation, they know the truth. They fudge it, they manipulate it, and then they feed it to us and get us to get on the train of fraudulence. Hence why we increase our suffering, because we're walking in what we think is the truth, but it's not really the truth. It's a perception of the truth. I can say it until I'm blue in the face. I don't do what they do anymore. I don't do none of that. Right? This is supposed to be about trading and investing. But again, trading is life and life is trading. What you do in your life, you're doing your trading. And what you do in your trading, you're doing your life. If you're walking in what you believe to be the truth and it's not really the truth in life, then in your trading, you're going to do the same thing. Hence, the cesspool that we call social media. You can find anyone that has your argument. You can find people who talk strictly Republican. You can find people who talk strictly Democrat. You can find CNBC. You can find Fox. But the truth is the truth, right? How do we find the truth? Through the numbers. Money doesn't do everything. It doesn't change everything. But it sure in the hell helps, right? Because if you can get all those bills taken care of, and you don't have to worry about that. And you don't have to go out and bust your ass for lesser value dollars that are more expensive to borrow, right? That thing. People are getting into the casket today that will never know the truth. They heard a little bit. Maybe it might be this, maybe it might be that. No, the truth of it all. There are people that will never know. I don't like that. I have to promote as much truth as possible so that whoever I come in contact with, at least I gave them some type of a helping hand, right? Not a donation. The information that I'm giving is the donation. You have to take it and make it your own. That is my journey from here on out until I have no more air left in my lungs, is to pass forward the truth that will allow you to find financial freedom. And if you can get to financial freedom, most of your issues will go away. You won't have to work so hard. You won't have to chase money and sacrifice your mental health and your physical health and your spiritual health, all of your senses, right? You're damaged. I'm damaged goods. I'm not no different than anybody else. But I do know that I have the truth. I have to pay it forward. It just kills me to see people being fraudulent. The reason you have to be fraudulent is because you don't have enough of something. I get it. So enough of the beating of the dead horse, right? I say what I want, when I want, how I want, where I want, with whoever I want, as long as it's the truth. Maybe one day I'll open up my comment section and we can have conversations, but I can't have nobody talking crazy, right? The craziest talk you're going to get is me talking, right? Because I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. God chose me, and I said, yes, let's go. So, like we say, commodities, right? Shout out to the group. Shout out to doing things correctly. I can tell by your numbers that you're entering and exiting at the right levels. We call it price trapping. We know how to buy low at discounts and sell high at premiums and stay out the middle. Smurf Village. What are we talking about? There's not enough of it going around. There's not enough truth. And even when we get the truth and we were doing it all correctly and all that, we still have struggles, right? Clearly, money don't change everything. The issues are going to be there because a lot of us are suffering. So a lot of us don't have the knowledge. We're too busy being abused. So it motivates me to do more when I see people showing their numbers. We're not showing bank accounts or nothing like that. We're just showing proper trading, right? Because it's what needs to be seen. No more frauds. We don't do that here. Clout don't live here. Fraudulence don't live here. None of that. We have the proper trading and investing community. We built it, right? So shout out to those who have found the channel, because this is what you need to see. If you want to get involved in trading and investing, it starts with groups like this. The dollar is about to go to zero. What does that mean? It's losing value. That means all assets are going to get more expensive. That means it's going to be a melt up. It's going to be a transfer of wealth. You have to get in at the bottom and allow the dollar to go to zero, and then it's like having the scales, right? One side of the scale is weighed down with tens of trillions of dollars, and all the assets are raising up on the other side of the scale. I can't put it into any better words. Nobody told me this when I first started. So it's my honor and privilege to be able to give you the best analysis on Earth. And if we make it to some other planet, I'll be doing it over there. I'll have to holler at Elon and see where we're going next. Sounds like a fairy tale. I love it. We're Jedi. We've developed Frankenstein. We're unicorns. All that stuff. Oh, they're delusional. We're Delulu. Oh, okay. Okay. Keep thinking that. While you over there capping, we over here getting to the next level. And you know who we do it for the people and not the prophets. It's the consistency and persistency of doing things correctly. Once you find out what correct is, then you take that and you build it. That becomes your foundation. To beat the market, you have to become the market. The market moves with integrity through its price. All markets, they all have prices. And if you don't have the integrity, if you're a fraud or a clown or a clout chaser, then you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get wrecked. You can win here and there. You'll have 1 or 2 wins and then 100,000 losses. That's why you got to keep that fraud going on. But it's a new day, folks. Yeah, life will be tough, but at least we can get to the bag, right? Maybe we can put together some foundations or something and start helping people with their mental health and things of that nature. The right way, right? Get some good churches going on and stuff like that where nobody has to worry about funds and they can just do the work that God intended. And nobody's trying to prey on other people's capital. You know what I'm talking about?